Situated in the heart of Gugulethu, Intshinga Primary is school to 356 children. It is now led by their first female principal, who herself once attended the school. Mrs Vuyokazi Vinqi tells us more about the school and how it came to be where it is today.
I started here as a learner in 1980, and I did then standard 3, 4, 5 and 6. And the school itself was built in 1965. They say it moved from Simonstown. So because of a Group Areas Act, when they were moved, then the school was built in 1965 here in Gugulethu, where it is now. Also, what is interesting is that the school has a history of male principals. I'm the first female principal in the school. So that is writing history about Intshinga.
Education in South Africa has long formed part of every milestone the country has had to go through up until now. Without the dedicated teachers to carry this knowledge over, it would mean nothing. However, 17 years into democracy, the majority of our black schools in the poverty-stricken townships are still fighting the historical inequalities.
Poverty is another issue. The children would come to school because of the food that they are going to get from a feeding scheme. If they stay at home, there won't be breakfast, there won't be lunch. They might be lucky and get maybe 2 slices of bread from the neighbor or whatever. So they will only come to school because there's food for them. Maybe they went to bed without food last night, so they will come because they know there's a plate of porridge in the morning for those who want to have porridge, and there's a plate for food during the day. So poverty also plays a big role in the challenges that we have in the school. With all the challenges that the profession has, it's fulfilling. As long as you know that at least I'm doing something, in this world. So teaching on its own, if you do it out of love and you have passion for the children that are in your class, it is fulfilling.
On the backdrop of post-apartheid South Africa, Mrs Vinqi feels strongly about changes that need to be made in order to equalize our schools. Intshinga Primary School, like any other school in the township, is expected to compete academically as well as reflect improvement on the same level as schools from the suburbs. Yet Mrs Vinqi emphasizes that even though the curriculum is the same, the resources to present that curriculum are not the same.
In the schools, there's really no change as far as I see the situation. Yeah, we are in democracy. Nobody came back and rebuilt the schools. So if people were talking about making schools equal or equity, that is where I feel they should have started. Make sure that the schools in the townships have the facilities that are necessary to make the school. Because I always say the parents will still take their learners over the railway line because they want those facilities for their children that are not in the schools. Extra things that you want, you have to fundraise for them. And with us, when you fundraise, if you fundraise and make 1,000 rands, that is maximum amount that you can make. So there's a lot that really has not been, is not where it is supposed to be. And with the curriculum, we're all doing the same curriculum. But the schools which have resources will obviously present it better because they have it all. The parents are mostly unemployed, so fundraising activities are close to nothing. And we have to go out and find sponsors, more sponsors than ever. So those are the things that make things not really where they are supposed to be. Yeah, when we're talking, we say, okay, we all have the same curriculum. When the department gives you the subsidies beginning of the year, if the amount is 318 for a learner, it's that across the board. It's not like they get more and you get less, but the difference is that there are school funds, there are activities that are done.
To quote Mr. Nelson Mandela from his book, The Long Walk to Freedom, education is the great engine of personal development. It is through education that the daughter of a peasant can become a doctor, that the son of a mine worker can become the head of a mine, that a child of farm workers can become the president of a great nation. It is what we make out of what we have, not what we are given, that separates one person from another.